tell you, we have absolute confidence on the person and character and ability of Governor Sim Fubara, which he demonstrated so ably well, even under difficult circumstances, while before the interregnum. And that snap of democracy from the hand of Rivers people. And we have no reason. He has carried himself with so much dignity in the face of harassment. He has shown capacity as a human being. He has shown leadership under harassment and threat and intimidation. And so we are very proud that you check all the character that are the character of the governors of PDP states. There's a line running across them: integrity, capacity, vision, and then dealing with the people as the first point of responsibility. Not aggrandizement, not noise making, not shouting. Because I have said it here and I will say it again, that the fact that someone speaks louder is not a substitute of being well informed. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. So this is an update about what we're doing, and then we can have an interactive engagement, and then we can hear you speak to us too, so you can hear more about what we're doing as a party and the state of our nation. You will recall that on the 2nd of September, we inaugurated the National Convention Organizing Committee, and the next day they went into action with the first inaugural meeting. Then I can tell you, I can report here that all our party organs, the statutory organs of the party, stakeholders, the chapters and all critical stakeholders, we're all working together towards a seamless and a successful national convention, which is already, as you are very much aware, scheduled for Ibadan on the 15th and 16th of November 2025. At the inaugural meeting of the National Convention Organizing Committee, it was decided, and there was that there were several committees, subcommittees as it were, to help in the planning, and we have about 11 subcommittees, ranging from transportation to venue, to electoral, to logistics, to security, and so many other, to media and publicity, and all of those that will enable us to have a very successful national convention. That is being populated right now, and we expect that in the next couple of days, that will be published. And of course, we will need your partnership as always to help to take that to the Nigerian people about what we're doing in that regard. You recall that in accordance with the NEC decision, wherein zoning of national offices has been approved by the party, and the further directive of that, of the NEC, was that the north and the southern zone should go ahead and microzone. That again is ongoing. Zonal meetings have been held, and of course they will come back to the party and they will take a decision on that. And then that process too is ongoing. In line with our timetable, which of course was approved by NEC, the sale of forms for national offices is ongoing, in line with our timetable and schedule of activities for our party towards the convention, and that's ongoing as well. Now, what is very important as we connect to you and then give you this update is the fact that our party, and I'm using the words that you are using along with us, which is becoming more like the sing song, knowing that the party is organic, know that we're very organized, know that we're very democratic, and I'm happy that the press corps is already taking that like an Hallelujah song, that we're organic, we'll repeat it again, that we're very, very democratic, and that we're organized, and that we're truly, we connect to the people, to our parties, and to ensure that whatever comes out of the convention will be such that we put our party in the real and a very solid ground to take over government come 2027. So all of this is towards that goal, because we know that it is the future, the rescue, and the establishment of true democratic principle can only come into this country via the PDP. And so that's why we're making sure that every organ of this party, every stakeholder, the chapters, all interests are being accommodated in the process. And that's why we have that large number of subcommittees. So we have more people to bring in their views and bring in their own suggestions, that at the end we'll have a solid party ready to take on the APC and then re-establish democracy and re-establish good governance in this country. So the outcome of the convention at Ibadan is going to be a very solid party that is poised, having regards to its character in the past. For 16 years, Nigerians remember with nostalgia the performance of this party, where the country was going surely progressively towards a positive direction. We're going north. But unfortunately, under the APC, the country is going south. You recall some of those high points where under the PDP leadership in this country paid off its debt. Today we're back in debt. We don't even know. Nobody seems to know. And then we have the APC as a government takes lies and propaganda as an act of governance, where you say to us, where the president said about a week ago, gloating before the cameras, that the country has achieved its target, revenue target, as of August. And then you begin to ask yourself, is it voodoo economy? What is the president saying? There's no reality, there's no connection between what he's saying and what we feel in the marketplace. If you've met your target, then it means you're having a surplus. And if there's a surplus, then you should feel it on the people. We can't find that. And so our party, after the convention, will be strong enough, knowing fully well that the PDP knows the art of governance and the fact of the responsibility of government and the people, recognizing that under Section 14, Section 4 of the Nigerian Constitution, it is the purpose of government, under Section 2, majorly under the directive principle of state policy, is that the principal purpose of government is the welfare and the security of the people. Both the APC have failed on that. So we're poised to return to government, and that's why we're getting our acts together in a very, like a movement, so that everyone, everybody, every member of the party have the same common goal and common purpose, and we're doing that, and we're happy about that. The recalibration of our party in the last few months, about 3-4 months ago, when we begin to put our acts together, has sent in so much jitters to the presidency and, of course, to President Tinubu. And that's why you see the rush and the anxiety to begin to have what we describe as abandonment of governance to early campaigns, clearly against the Electoral Act. You can see, we are all witnesses to even the frustration of INEC, where they've expressed that, look, this early campaign and then heating up the politics is such that even as regulators, they are worried. But when you have a government that is bent on that, and the reason for these behaviors is because the APC, President Tinubu, the jittery about the way that the calibration of this party and the fact that the PDP that is well known to Nigerians back on the saddle, doing what it knows how to do best. But beyond that, what we have found in this country is the fact that rather than build institutions, we try to build strong men. And that's the bane of this country. If you have an INEC that is an institution that is based on its principles, and there are guidelines, and there are ways to go, one of which is what I've said. If there are enabling laws that talks about conducting election, this is what would happen from the unit. It shouldn't have to deal with anybody who is the head of the place. And that's why you find advanced democracies. The institutions will take care of the people that happen to find themselves there because these are temporary occupants of the position. So we expect that President Tinubu will be guided by these values to ensure that you have an independent INEC chairman that would play by the rules, ensure that there are no glitches in the names of those manipulated by government or induced by government through the agencies. We know, unfortunately today, that INEC is anything but independent. But if we as a people, as parties and stakeholders, the media, speak to the fact that if you want this democracy to survive, one body that is critical to that process will be INEC. And so this is a conversation that will continue, and we will be engaged very actively in having what I call due diligence carried out on whoever is appointed. And we would expect, and this is where it's very important, unfortunately we have challenges with the Senate today because the APC-led Senate has become almost a department of the presidency, where wherever it comes in, the Senate president said, whatever he brings, we will pass. I wonder if he brings in death warrant, they will pass it as well for anything. However, they are representing Nigerians and we're going to call them to account. And we will, as a party, working with other partners, with other like-minded Nigerians to ensure that this institution, and particularly we'll be calling and speaking and engaging with our democracy partners. We're not just alone. The EU, the UNDP, other international organizations that are partnering with Nigerians in capacity building, in funding, in financial support. Of course, they need to be interested, because if they're putting their money into something, they should be able to have a feedback mechanism. So we will be part of that. On rivers, our position from day one was very clear. It was an illegal action. It was almost like how do they call it, for lack of words, and to make it very decent so that we don't even debase our nation. It was like a coup against the rivers people. They voted for a governor. And you created the situation to harass the governor because of our system. It's a welcome development that is resuming back to his office to continue to validate the will of the people as expressed in the election that brought Governor Fubara to power. And we will continue to get engaged. We have said from day one that it was illegal. The president had no such powers. There were cases in court. The Supreme Court didn't find it exigent enough to put it and list it. But again, we are where we are right now. And so what we're going to do is to get focused on that, get engaged with our governor, let the people of River State breathe again. Because they've been suffocated under an illegal, but again, it's all I don't know the absurdity. A thanksgiving of an illegality yesterday on TV, and it's okay. But having said that, it's a welcome development that the people of Rivers State can have. But then the governor, who we know as a peacemaker, a peaceful man, would come back and take the pieces of and bring the people of Rivers State together so that they can begin to enjoy the time-tested, known policies of the PDP, which is creating values for people and ensuring that the welfare of the people becomes a priority. And like I always say to you, and I will repeat it again, let's have what I call peer review mechanism between the PDP states and the APC states in this country. You can do that. You can be the judge. From Taraba, you have legacy project to Adamawa, to Bauchi, to Zamfara, to Bayelsa, to Oshun, to Oyo. You find monumental projects that are targeted at the life of people. There are projects that are actually impacting on people. That's what we want to do, and that's what we're saying, welcome back to Rivers, back to where they are, which is the science and the ability of the governor and the plan of the governor to reinvent government, which was on hold in the past 6 months.